Making headlines, Maldives expresses support for the decision of 7 additional countries to recognize Palestine as an independent state. Maldives Meteorological Service announces that the current rainfall is expected to subside on May 26th, and Economic Minister announces the conversion of the existing seaplane terminal at Welana International Airport into a private jet terminal as part of the airport's master plan. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Mariam Shawshat. The Maldives Meteorological Service announces that the current rainfall is expected to subside on May 26th. Meteorologist at the Maldives Meteorological Service, Abdullah Hafiz, informed that the rains will continue through the weekend, with winds expected to diminish by Sunday. Hafiz emphasized that the current weather is characterized by stronger winds rather than heavy rainfall. The cyclone currently affecting the region is expected to intensify into a storm by tonight. However, the cyclone is moving away from the Maldives and is projected to reach the coasts of Myanmar and Bangladesh. Hafiz said that if the cyclone maintains its strength, windy conditions in the Maldives are likely to persist but should slow down by Sunday. In light of the severe weather conditions, the Maldives Meteorological Service has advised seafarers to exercise caution. The seas are expected to be rough, with potential flooding anticipated in some areas. A yellow alert for heavy rains and strong winds has been issued for the Maldives, specifically from Ha Alif Atoll to Lamu Atoll, effective until 7:15 p.m. The Maldives expresses support for the decision of 7 additional countries, Norway, Ireland, Spain, the Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Barbados, to recognize Palestine as an independent state. Minister of Foreign Affairs has called upon the global community to follow suit, emphasizing the need for wider international recognition of Palestinian independence. Currently, out of 193 member countries of the United Nations, 143 have recognized Palestine as an independent state. This reflects significant international support for Palestinian statehood, although a number of influential countries have yet to extend such recognition. Meanwhile, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza has reached catastrophic levels. The death toll from an ongoing offensive, which began 6 months ago, has surged to 35,700. This staggering number includes approximately 25,000 women and children, highlighting the severe impact on innocent civilians. An additional 10,000 individuals are believed to be trapped under the rubble of buildings destroyed by the conflict. The conflict has also resulted in a substantial number of injuries, with 79,900 people reported injured. The UN has issued an alarming report indicating that 1 million people in Gaza are now facing starvation. The situation underscores the urgent need for international intervention and humanitarian aid to alleviate the suffering and address the severe conditions in Gaza. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu has ratified the Food Safety Act. The Parliament had passed the bill during the 26th sitting of its first session this year on May 13th. The newly enacted Food Safety Act establishes a comprehensive framework aimed at regulating food safety across the Maldives. This legislation ensures that all food products, whether locally produced, imported or exported, are free from harmful substances and meet stringent safety standards. Key elements of the Act include detailed procedures and standards that all stakeholders in the food industry must follow. The guidelines are designed to ensure that all food items are safe for human consumption. The primary goal of the Food Safety Act is to set standards for various aspects of food production and preparation. These include regulations on packaging, labeling, preservation, storage, trade, supply and distribution. Additionally, the Act specifies licensing requirements for establishments involved in these processes and mandates hygiene standards for individuals working in the food industry to ensure the safety of food items. The Food Safety Act was published in the Government Gazette following its ratification and is scheduled to come into effect in 3 months. The Zhejiang Autonomous Region of China officially hands over 1,500 tons of drinking water to the Maldives. The donation was pledged by the chairman of the Zhejiang Autonomous Region during his official visit to the Maldives in November 2023, with the shipment arriving on March 26th. The donation ceremony was held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where the water was received by Minister of Foreign Affairs Musa Zamir and handed over by Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Maldives Wang Lijin. At the official handover ceremony, Foreign Minister Musa Zamir emphasized the government's commitment to providing safe drinking water to its citizens. He highlighted that the donated water will be distributed to islands facing difficulties in accessing clean drinking water. The minister said there are very few places in the Maldives where drinking water can be stored safely, adding the Maldives has to rely heavily on converting salt water into fresh water. China's ambassador to Maldives, Wang Lijin, revealed that the donation, valued at 10 million yuan, which is approximately $1.4 million, consists of 1,500 tons of bottled water sourced from the mountain sea waters of the Zhejiang Autonomous Region. Ambassador Wang noted the Maldives has always maintained very close relations with China, noting President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu's visit to China at the invitation of Chinese President Xi Jinping was very successful, which also opened a new chapter in the bilateral relations between China and the Maldives. The ambassador also mentioned the extensive support provided by the Chinese government to the Maldives, including the maintenance of the China-Maldives Friendship Bridge and the reconstruction of all city roads, which are being carried out under China's free assistance programs. Minister of Climate Change, Environment and Energy Tariq Ibrahim announces ongoing initiatives to establish lightning detection and thunderstorm tracking systems in the Maldives with the support from the Chinese administration. Speaking at a conference held by Ministry of Climate Change, Environment and Energy, Minister Tariq underscored the significance of these efforts, highlighting collaboration with China's Civil Aviation Administration to reinforce the project. Moreover, the minister emphasized discussions with China's First Institute of Oceanography aimed at enhancing marine observation and forecasting capabilities in the Maldives. Providing insights into the current administration's endeavors to improve the weather forecasting system, Minister Tariq acknowledged the presence of Doppler radar systems in Hurule. However, he noted that these systems have faced challenges over the past 5 years, leading to inadequate repairs and difficulties for aircraft during landings due to insufficient weather information. Furthermore, Minister Tariq conveyed that repair work on the radar systems is currently in progress and nearing completion. He assured that the radar systems will soon be operational, furnishing essential weather data to support aviation and marine activities in the Maldives. Minister of Climate Change, Environment and Energy Tariq Ibrahim announces that 23 individuals have shown interest in developing a nature park as part of the opportunity to establish such parks in each atoll. Speaking at a press conference, Minister Tariq reiterated that the development of nature parks in every atoll is a pivotal element of the present administration's manifesto. While the opportunity to express interest in developing nature parks was opened in late January, Minister Tariq disclosed that 23 individuals have already expressed interest in this initiative. The ministry is currently evaluating the documents submitted by these individuals. Furthermore, the minister stated that once the evaluation of expressions of interest (EOI) is completed, other tasks related to the development of nature parks will commence later this year. In addition to the establishment of nature parks, the current administration is dedicated to establishing 3 biosphere reserves within the presidential term. So far, only one application expressing interest in establishing a biosphere reserve has been received, with the ministry currently evaluating the form. These initiatives are in line with President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu's commitment to establishing nature parks in each atoll and developing 3 additional biosphere reserves during his term in office. Minister of Economic Development and Trade Mohammed Said announces the conversion of the existing seaplane terminal at Velana International Airport VIA into a private jet terminal as part of the airport's master plan. This transformation aligns with President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu's introduction of VIA's 20-year master plan in January, which underscores a commitment to substantial growth and development. The plan includes provisions to accommodate 25 million passengers annually, with a capacity to handle 4,000 passengers per hour. In a program aired on PSMNEWS, Minister Said detailed significant changes anticipated with the master plan's implementation. The airport will be expanded and the seaplane terminal will be relocated to Full Moon Resort. Discussions are currently underway with the resort management to facilitate this move. Additionally, a new domestic terminal with a capacity of 2,000 passengers per hour will be developed. The current airport infrastructure, which supports the simultaneous parking of 34 flights, will be expanded to accommodate 73 flights, significantly increasing the number of airlines that can operate in the Maldives. The VIA fuel farm will also undergo improvements, with aircraft refueling services upgraded to meet modern standards. Minister Said emphasized that the development project is progressing rapidly under President Muizzu's directive, with a new terminal expected to open in September this year. Furthermore, the second phase of the VIP terminal is nearing completion. The present administration is optimistic that the public will take pride in the significant improvements made to the airport, transforming it into a modern and efficient hub. Minister of Economic Development and Trade Mohammed Said underscores that enhanced political stability of the Maldives, citing a notable increase in investor interest. Speaking on a program broadcast on PSMNEWS, Minister Said emphasized that investors consistently evaluate a country's political stability before making investment decisions. The minister highlighted that the recent parliamentary election outcomes unequivocally mirror the desires of the public. Consequently, there is a pronounced demand for essential housing, a rejuvenated economy, the creation of new employment opportunities, and the fortification of major developmental endeavors. Furthermore, Minister Said spotlighted ongoing investments from banks and businesses, indicating forthcoming positive transformations stemming from these investments. He also provided insights into current government initiatives, affirming the appreciation of the Maldivian currency and an augmentation in national reserves. Additionally, Minister Said confirmed that the current administration has injected $30 million into the Sovereign Development Fund, further solidifying the country's economic stability and growth prospects. Ministry of Finance reveals that the Green Fund received a total of $7.3 million in March this year. The green tax, which is imposed on tourists, is designed to fund environmental initiatives and is payable by resorts, guest houses, hotels and tourists staying in safaris. According to reports published by the Ministry of Finance, the largest portion of the funds deposited in March, amounting to $6.60 million, came from resorts. Following resorts, guest houses contributed $420,000, while hotels, safaris and homestays contributed $161,000, $155,000 and $902 respectively. In terms of specific atolls, Kaf Atoll received the highest amount of funds, totaling $2.33 million, followed by Alifudalu Atoll with $776,000 and Ra Atoll with $647,000. During the same period, $1.23 million was allocated from the Green Fund for various environmental projects, as indicated by Finance Ministry's statistics. Established in 2016 under the Tourism Act of the Maldives, Green Fund aims to tackle environmental issues in the country. The fund collects $6 as green tax per tourist per day for stays in tourist guest houses or hotels with 50 or more rooms registered, and $3 per resort per day for stays in guest houses or hotels with fewer than 50 rooms registered. The city of Ambala in India's Haryana has over 2,100 micro, small and medium industrial units. With much of the workforce employed in industrial labor, the voters of this region put the issues of industry infrastructure and employment issues at the forefront amid elections.
The Scientific Instruments Industrial Cluster at Haryana's Ambala, which has not been in the best of health in the past few years, is crying for attention. Home to more than 2,100 micro, small and medium industrial units manufacturing scientific instruments used in educational institutes like microscopes, incubators, glassware, the Ambala Industrial Cluster has been manufacturing and supplying scientific instruments since 1914, not only in the country but all over the world.
Ambala has been Asia's biggest market for the last 100 years. All the instruments are manufactured here. They were all supplied to engineering and medical colleges as well as for the satellite production.
उसमें भी कई पार्ट्स अंबाला से बन के जाते हैं.
And yet, the cluster cries for immediate attention. As political parties come seeking votes at their door, people here have their demands ready.
Here, the industry is very small. Laborers are working from home. Because of this, people from the pollution board disturb us. Neighbors accuse us of creating disturbance as well. So we need an industrial area plot of about 150 to 200 yards because we work on a smaller scale.
ताकि हमें एक जाके हम वहाँ पे इजी तरीके से अपना काम को कर सकें.
We have always lacked skilled labor here. In present times, people lack the budget to convert to automation. Ambala Kant is a small-scale industry.
यहाँ पर scientific industry
We have an old base of scientific industry here, along with the brand, but we lack local infrastructure. So government aid towards export facilities will be beneficial.
फिर भी यहाँ पर हमें क्या है local थोड़ा सा infrastructure.
Though mainly unorganized, these units put together have an annual turnover of more than 3,000 crore rupees and provide employment to more than 20,000 people.
The Gaza Health Ministry warns about the imminent shutdown of services at the Shuhada Al-Aqsa Hospital in the central part of the territory due to shortage of fuel.
According to the ministry's statement, the facility's generators are expected to hold operations within 3 hours from the time of announcement at 1600 hours GMT. It underscored the severity of the situation, saying that patients, individuals with injuries, and premature infants are facing a life-threatening situation within the hospital premises. Earlier in the day, Khalil Al-Dakran, the spokesperson for the hospital, said, in 2 hours' time, the hospital will be forced to discontinue operations due to the exhaustion of the fuel required to run the electrical generators, thereby endangering the lives of patients and injured individuals. The spokesperson explained that the hospital received a fuel supply of 3,000 litres on Wednesday, which is adequate to keep the hospital operational for less than 24 hours only. The daily requirement is approximately 5,000 litres of fuel, he added. He said that the hospital accommodates over 600 patients and wounded individuals, providing services to around 650 patients with kidney failure. Israel has killed more than 35,800 Palestinians in Gaza since a cross-border attack by Hamas last October. The military campaign has leveled much of the territory and triggered a famine in certain areas.
Cristiano Ronaldo is set to play in his 11th international tournament for Portugal later this year after the 39-year-old was named in his nation's squad for Euro 2024.
The 5-time Ballon d'Or winner plays outside of Europe's main top 5 leagues, currently plying his trade for Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr, but Portugal manager Roberto Martinez said the forward's experience and eye for goal would be an important asset for the team. The veteran striker made his first tournament appearance 20 years ago at Euro 2004, when host Portugal was beaten by Greece in the final. He went on to lead Portugal to victory at Euro 2016, his only major trophy at international level, though he had to be substituted in the first half of the final after picking up an injury. Ronaldo was also part of Portugal's UEFA Nations League triumph in 2019. Cristiano Ronaldo tops Forbes' list of the world's highest paid athletes. Ronaldo has played 260 times for his country. He is the most capped player in men's international soccer and has scored a record of 128 goals, 10 of which came during the Euro 2024 qualifying campaign. It seemed as though Ronaldo might have made his last appearance in a major international tournament at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. The striker was dropped from the starting lineup during the group stages by then-Major Fernando Santos, as Portugal looked to be planning for life after Ronaldo. But after a change of management and some good form of Al Nassr, the forward will have another chance to add to his legacy in what will be a record-extending 6th European Championship appearance. Ronaldo has appeared at 5 World Cups. He will also have the chance to become the oldest man to play and score at a European Championships, according to UEFA. He's already the competition's record goal scorer with 14 goals in the finals. Ronaldo made his first tournament appearance for Portugal at Euro 2004. However, Ronaldo will not be the oldest player in the Portugal squad. The title belongs to 41-year-old defender Pepe, who has impressed for Porto this season. The veteran defender, who has also helped his country with the European Championship in 2016, has made 38 club appearances this year, producing some astounding performances in Porto's run to the Champions League, a round of 16. Pepe, who has made 136 appearances for Portugal, also helped Porto finish third in the league and will play Sporting Lisbon in the Taquera Portugal final on May 26. Portugal will play Turkey, Georgia and Czech Republic in Group F at Euro 2024. Its first game will be against Czech Republic on June 18.
And that's all we have for you right now. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more news updates. Have a good day. Goodbye.
ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿಗೆ ದಾಯಿರಾಯಿ ಹಫ್ತಾ ತೆರೆಗ ಫಾಹಕೊಲ್ಲವೆ ಮುಹಿಮ ಮೌಲುಮಾತ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ತಕುಂ
ದಂಡುವರಿಕಂಗೆ ಸಿನಾತುಗೆ ಮಸಕೆತಕುಂ ಬಾಜಾರನ್ನಿರೆ ಮುದಾ
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸೈಟುಗ ಗ್ಯಾಗಣಗ $100 ಮಿಲಿಯನ್ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾ ಡಾಲರ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕುರ್ಮ